The moment you stop seeking validation from others and focus on improving yourself, everything in your life starts to shift in a positive direction. Most people spend their lives chasing approval, attention, and recognition from the outside world. They base their worth on how others see them, constantly adjusting their actions, words, and decisions to fit into someone else's expectations. But the reality is, the more you seek validation from others, the more powerless you become. You give away control over your own happiness, your own growth, and your own future. To think about it. When you rely on others to tell you that you are good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough, what happens when they don't? What happens when they don't acknowledge your progress, don't recognize your effort, or don't give you the praise you're hoping for? You feel discouraged. You start doubting yourself, you hesitate, overthink, and hold back. And that hesitation is what keeps most people. They never fully commit to themselves because they are too busy waiting for someone else to tell them they are on the right path. But what if you removed that need entirely? What if instead of looking outward, you started looking inward? What if you decided right now that you are enough, that your worth is not dependent on how others see you, but on how you see yourself? That is where true power begins. When you choose to focus on yourself, your growth, and your potential, you stop waiting for permission to be great. You stop living for yourself. The world has conditioned people to believe that prioritizing yourself is selfish, that working on yourself, focusing on your own growth, and setting boundaries is somehow wrong. But the truth is, focusing on yourself is the most selfless thing you can do. Because when you grow, when you become stronger, wiser, and more disciplined, you are able to show up as your best self in every aspect of life. You are no longer giving people a broken, insecure version of yourself. Instead, you are giving them someone who is whole, confident, and grounded. And the best part, when you focus on yourself, everything around you starts to change. The opportunities you attract, the people who enter your life, the way you carry yourself. It all transforms because confidence is magnetic. When you know who you are and what you bring to the table, people can feel it. You no longer tolerate disrespect, low-value connections, or anything that doesn't align with the best version of yourself. You stop settling because you have worked too hard on yourself to accept anything less than what you deserve. There's something incredibly powerful about a person who chooses themselves, a person who wakes up every day and decides to pour into their own growth, a person who doesn't waste time proving themselves to others, but instead focuses on becoming someone who doesn't need to prove anything at all. That kind of mindset is rare. That kind of mindset is unshakable. And the people who master it, they are the ones who succeed, not just in one area of life, but in everything they do. It all starts with a decision to stop chasing, stop seeking, and stop waiting for someone else to validate you. A decision to put yourself first, to invest in your own growth, and to never again let anyone else determine your worth. The moment you make that decision, you step into your power. And once you do that, nothing and no one can stop you. When you invest your time and energy in yourself, instead of chasing people or external approval, you naturally become more confident, self-sufficient, and powerful. The reality is most people waste their energy on things that don't serve them. They obsess over who likes them, who doesn't, who is paying attention, and who isn't. They scroll endlessly on social media, comparing their lives to people who are just as lost as they are. They overthink situations, dwell on the past, and replay conversations in their heads, wondering if they could have done something differently. All of this drains them, leaving them exhausted with nothing to show for it. But here's the truth, your energy is your most valuable currency. Where you put it determines everything. If you constantly pour it into external things you can't control, you will always feel empty, frustrated, and unfulfilled. But the second you redirect that energy back to yourself, your entire life starts to shift, because when you focus on yourself, you grow, you evolve, You become better, stronger, and more disciplined. And that kind of transformation is what creates real power. Think about it this way. Every day you wake up with a limited amount of mental and emotional energy. You can either use that energy to chase people who don't care, seek approval that doesn't matter, and waste time on things that don't serve you, or you can use it to build yourself into the person you were meant to be. The person who wakes up with purpose, moves with confidence, and doesn't waste a single second on anything that doesn't contribute to their growth. The choice is yours. The people who win in life are not necessarily the most talented, the most gifted, or the ones who started with the most resources. The people who win are the ones who know how to direct their energy. They don't waste time complaining. They don't give their attention to distractions. They don't chase people. They focus. They take all of that energy that most people waste and put it into their goals, their mindset, their skills, and their future. That is why they are different. That is why they succeed. And when you do the same, you start to notice a shift. Your confidence grows, not because someone else told you that you are great, but because you see your own progress. You see the results of your hard work. You see how much you have improved, how much stronger you have become, and how much you have built for yourself. And that confidence, it's unshakable. Because it's not based on external approval. It's based on proof. Proof that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you don't need anyone else to validate your existence. This is where true power comes from. Not from trying to prove yourself to others, but from proving to yourself that you are enough. When you focus on yourself, you naturally start to attract better things, better opportunities, better relationships, better experiences, not because you're begging for them, but because you have positioned yourself to receive them. You have done the inner work, you have built yourself up, and now you carry yourself with a presence that demands respect. People can feel when someone is truly secure within themselves. They can sense when someone has done the work and no longer needs external validation. That kind of presence is rare. That kind of presence is powerful. And the only way to get there is to stop wasting your energy on things that don't matter and start investing in the one thing that does, yourself. Once you do that, everything else falls into place. A strong mind is the foundation of a strong life. Everything you do, every decision you make, and every challenge you face is determined by the state of your mind. If your mind is weak, you will break under pressure. You will let setbacks define you, criticism destroy you, and failure convince you to quit. But if your mind is strong, nothing can shake you. No rejection, no failure, no obstacle will be enough to stop you because you have trained yourself to endure, to grow, and to overcome. Most people go through life reacting to everything. They let their emotions control them, their insecurities dictate their actions, and their doubts hold them back. They never take the time to strengthen their mindset, to develop mental discipline, or to build resilience. And because of this, they live in a constant cycle of fear, hesitation, and regret. They allow temporary feelings to dictate their future. They give up when things get hard. They settle because they don't believe they are capable of more. But this is not how you are meant to live. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is mental strength, the ability to keep going when things don't go as planned. The ability to block out distractions and focus on the bigger picture. The ability to control emotions instead of letting emotions control you. This kind of strength is not something you are born with, it is something you build. And the way you build it is by choosing every single day to challenge yourself, to push past your limits, to step outside of your comfort zone. When you make the decision to strengthen your mind, you stop looking at problems as barriers and start seeing them as opportunities. You stop letting failure break you and start using it to fuel your growth. You stop seeking comfort and start embracing discomfort because you understand that true growth happens in the moments when things feel the hardest. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. Every setback you push through builds resilience. Every moment of discipline sharpens your focus. This is how a strong mind is developed. Through repetition, through struggle, through relentless self-improvement. And the stronger your mind becomes, the stronger your life becomes. You stop being controlled by fear, you stop hesitating, you stop making excuses. Instead, you move with confidence. You take action. You go after what you want without second guessing yourself. You develop a mindset that refuses to settle, refuses to break, and refuses to accept anything less than what you deserve. And that kind of mindset changes everything. People who lack mental strength are at the mercy of life. They let circumstances control them instead of taking control of their circumstances. They allow negativity to consume them, criticism to define them, and failures to destroy them. But the ones who succeed, they understand that everything starts in the mind. They train their thoughts like an athlete trains their body. They don't let temporary emotions dictate permanent decisions. They don't let the fear of failure stop them from trying. They keep moving forward, no matter what. Because at the end of the day, life will test you. It will throw challenges your way. It will try to break you. And if your mind is weak, you will fall. But if your mind is strong, you will rise, you will adapt, you will grow. You will become the person you were meant to be. And once you have built that kind of mental strength, nothing and no one can take it away from you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to wake up one day and hand you the life you dream of. No one is responsible for your growth, your success, or your happiness except you. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you take control of your life. Too many people sit around waiting for motivation, waiting for the right time, waiting for someone to come along and make things easier for them. And while they wait, life moves on without them. The people who take action, who refuse to sit in self-pity, who get up and do the work, those are the ones who win. You have two choices. You can either be the victim or be the hero of your own story. Victims blame others for their failures, they make excuses, they complain about how unfair life is. They talk about all the reasons they can't instead of figuring out how they can. But heroes, they take responsibility. They acknowledge that life is not fair, but they don't let that stop them. They get up every day and push forward even when things feel impossible. They don't wait for someone to save them because they know that no one is coming. It's up to them to rescue themselves. The most dangerous mindset you can have is the belief that someone else holds the key to your success. That a relationship will complete you, that a mentor will magically fix your problems, that an opportunity will fall into your lap without effort. No, you create your own opportunities, you build yourself up, you develop the skills, the discipline, the mindset, and the habits that lead to success. Because if you don't, you will spend your entire life depending on others to give you what you should have built for yourself. And here's the hard truth. No one cares more about your life than you do. Other people have their own problems, their own struggles, their own goals. No one is losing sleep over the fact that you haven't achieved what you want yet. No one is going to push you out of bed, force you to work hard, or discipline you into becoming the person you need to be. That is your job. You are the one who has to wake up with purpose. You are the one who has to stop making excuses. You are the one who has to decide that enough is enough and start doing what needs to be done. People waste so much time waiting for the right moment. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll take action when the time is perfect. I'll commit when things get easier. But what they don't realize is that waiting is the very thing keeping them stuck. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only time you have is now. And the longer you wait, the further you fall behind. Taking control of your life is not easy. It requires discipline, it requires sacrifice, it requires you to stop doing what is comfortable and start doing what is necessary. You have to wake up earlier, work harder, push yourself when you don't feel like it, and stay focused when distractions try to pull you away. You have to hold yourself accountable because no one else will. If you don't take yourself seriously, why would anyone else? The moment you stop waiting for someone to save you and decide to save yourself, everything changes. You stop looking for external motivation and start creating your own. You stop blaming others and start taking full responsibility. You stop hoping for success and start making it happen. That is when you become truly powerful, because once you understand that your life is in your hands, nothing can stop you.